So we're doing a cheese tasting. I actually walked past a cheese shop on Middenweg. Link to their website's down below. It's called Gewoon Kaas, which is just cheese. That's the wording.
Very appropriate.
Just cheese. It's a little weird because they sell other things in there, but great. And it was a little bit weird because they don't usually do this sort of thing. I'm taking a wild guess, not a lot of cheese shops do this, but the ones that do are probably more in the tourist district. So that tells you we were in an authentic cheese shop, not a tourist cheese shop.
Yeah.
So we don't get a sampler platter. We were trying to get the idea of sampler platter across to them, and they're like, we don't get it. I'm like, this is probably the best cheese shop to go to because they don't have sampler platters. They just want you to buy like the kilogram of cheese.
And they had wheels of everything. And
Yes.
everything was being cut fresh. It was wonderful.
Yeah. So we have 6 different kinds of cheese. Okay. We have 4 ages of the same cheese, I think.
Yes.
And then an orange cheese, and then Komijn, which I've had before, so it's not a tasting, but Aaron hasn't had it much.
Yeah.
We have a small palate cleanser, which is a cherry and cinnamon smoothie. I didn't want to go get grapes. So I got something else that seemed equally as pungent.
Yeah.
And then we have a cheese that is from, I don't remember the name of it. The farm is in France. The guy's retiring. If you watch previous videos, I bought it Wednesday. It's the last cheese this farm will ever produce, and it's very white.
Yeah. It is so white.
So white. In comparison to the other cheeses we have.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure what cheese it is.
The white one or the other one?
The white one. Because, you know, you can technically make, like Emmentaler is, I think, it's a Swiss cheese. But that doesn't necessarily make what we think of in the States as Swiss cheese. It's just a cheese from Switzerland.
Yeah.
When I was looking up country memes, a little side note, there was Americans going to Switzerland and finding out that not all Swiss cheese has holes in it. And it was the excuse me WTF sort of thing. I was like, let's see about cleansing this palate right now. Oh, if that doesn't cleanse the palate, I don't know what will. Pickled ginger will.
Yeah.
These are all, so did you talked mostly at the thing. These are...
I believe most of these are Oude.
Yeah.
Just in various ages.
Yeah, so there's young, medium, old, very old. Like I said, the orange, and
Komijn.
you'll see the orange when we get to it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go young, medium, old, very old, then do the orange, then do the Komijn, then do the one from the retiring French one, and then just a silly little tapas thing that I bought at Albert Heijn a couple days ago and we haven't eaten yet.
All right.
This one?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell when they're younger because they are far squishier.
Yeah, it's squishy, bends.
Squishy. You'll see as we get older they squish less.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that mozzarella sticks are super young.
Yeah, mozzarella I think is a very young cheese.
Oh yeah, these are Oude. Yep, this is the exact taste. Like the young.
Yes.
This is the good melty cheese that you would have in like a Kosh Brodia or a Kosh Soufflé. Mm-hmm. Because you're not spending time getting the cheese aged because you're just going to basically melt it inside something deep fried.
Yeah. But still delicious.
Oh yeah.
Very creamy, very soft.
Yeah.
Almost spreadable.
Almost. If you warmed it up a little bit, it would be spreadable. But it's a good melty cheese. But I can definitely see that. I can definitely see a lot of Americans getting used to the Jong. And they're like, oh my god, this is the best cheese ever. We'll see about that one as we go up in ages. I don't know how old these are in ages.
Yeah.
I'll check Wikipedia tomorrow what qualifies as young, medium, old, and very old.
Yeah. And the very young that we just had for squishiness factor is about like most Swiss cheese that you get in America, the kind with holes.
I've had really hard of that Swiss cheese. I was going to say, this squished, like, it almost would have broken apart like a cheese stick. Like, I'm not joking. That had the consistency of a string cheese.
Yeah.
Medium,
Yep, medium.
Medium age, whatever that qualifies as. Remember, I'm putting it over here, the ages.
So it's much firmer.
Darker color. They get almost a little darker every time. I'm just looking at that very old. Okay. Get sharper.
Yes. Still creamy. Still smooth tasting, even though it does have that little bit of a sharpness to it.
This is probably what they call pitik. I can't do that. That's the one thing I'm bad at. Pitik. I can't do the G yet with food in my mouth. But as you guys can see, it's not very, like it bends, but then it just, I'm going to say a word here because of geology, it cleaves. It's got definitive cleavage. Whereas the other one would too, but it would, and then break. This was like bend and then it breaks easier than the last one.
Yeah.
But this I could see putting on your actual like self-serving appetizers. Like get a little piece of pepperoni, a little Ritz cracker, and a
thin slice of this.
I was gonna say about that size.
Yeah.
And like a toothpick between it or whatever.
Not.
But whatever, it's like this is a perfect.
That's appetizer cheese.
Appetizer cheese that you're gonna eat with other things.
Yeah, good all on its own.
Mm-hmm. Wow, actually, cherry's starting to taste pretty good. We're not usually cherry juice drinkers. That's why this is very odd. Because we're like, cherry is always like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Now it's like, starting to get like...
refreshing.
Well, it's getting like a cherry Jolly Rancher. It's not so... it's starting to turn into red fruit. Okay, so this is...
This is old.
Oude.
Old. Yeah.
It's Oude.
Oude.
Definitely getting sharper, pungenty.
Breaks very cleanly, but is firmer.
Yeah, I got that on my teeth. I was like, I just put a little insert and it just fell right off. As you guys will see. Ugh. It's hard to break, and it almost breaks. I'm looking at this. Here's the thing. Aaron looks at this from a foodie point of view. I'm looking at this from like a scientist point of view. It broke with striations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it definitely had wanted to break in a certain area. It had a fault in it. And then from there, it forced the break after that point.
Yeah.
Huh.
These are... So it's drier.
Very.
Very dry.
Mm-hmm.
Much sharper, although not super sharp like you might get from a really sharp cheddar.
This is
American
sharp.
cheddar.
This is sharper than sharp cheddar.
Okay. It's probably just different flavor than...
Well, here's the thing. Cheddar, by and large, is a little bit sharper than the young cheese.
Yeah.
It's a little... And then sharp cheddar is a little... It's just like, it's about as sharp as the medium, but not like this. I've had... I guess if you go with like Tillamook extra sharp, or what they would have as like the black label stuff, where they're like... That might be this, where it gets super old and super crumbly.
Yeah.
You guys can't see it yet, but I'm looking down at the very old cheese. I'm like, it literally looks like a rock.
Mm-hmm.
With all the various...
This I could see being like a finisher on food. Like you shred some of this over chicken-based thing, or chicken, lamb, pork.
Shred it over, like what they do at Olive Garden?
Not as a true, not at the table finisher, but more like last 5 minutes in the oven.
Oh, we're probably talking heresy to people that honestly love cheese.
Yeah.
That's why we wanted to do this at home and not in the restaurant, because if we said some of this stuff and they overheard, they'd like, get out. Out. This is us. We're dumb Americans and we're trying different cheeses.
So one of the things I love about living here is that you can get juice, you can get smoothies everywhere, and they're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Where's the bottle? Oh, this was half a liter
Yes.
of pure fruit smoothie, like no added sugar, no added water, no added anything, just
Yeah,
various
well, there's some
fruits.
concentrate, but still.
And it was €2.
$2.75.
$2.75, sorry. You couldn't get that probably in the States.
They're starting to
Everything
put them
else-
around more, but they're putting them in the fancy
Yeah.
locations. And like, because I saw them all the time next to the coconut water at Freddy's.
Gotcha.
But they were not this big and not this readily available. Like they're everywhere. Every store has them.
Yeah.
It's not just like the health food section or Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Okay, so God, it fell apart
Yes.
in my hand. So this is the very old. Again, reference the sidebar there as to what qualifies very old. Like I said, it fell apart when I picked it up. It is so layered. It's so hard. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna, no bend. So, yeah, they're
Yeah.
falling apart in our hands. So crumbly. I don't even know if you would use this cheese for anything or just like, but I could definitely tell what happens to the cheese as it gets older.
It dries out, gets super, super sharp.
Well, yeah, but it maintains its creaminess as it as you put water back on it, I guess.
That was an odd flavor. That was almost the color, not the flavor, orange. But not citrus.
Weird. Your
Yeah.
tongue is. Yeah, this just cleaves like nobody's business. This is a consistent. Like I said, we never went to a cheese or wine tasting back in Portland because we still aren't that fancy. Like, I don't even know where there was a cheese store in Beaverton.
Me either. I know there would have been one, but I don't know where.
But yeah, they're like when I looked up cheese shop here, we had like 5 within a 15-minute walk of any direction. So I just chose the closest one because I'd seen it before. Hard to chew.
Yeah. This I could see being the true finishing type, where you use this instead of Parmesan.
Yeah.
Because this will not melt.
This is a grating cheese. My teeth are doing that.
Not a huge fan, honestly.
Actually, I mean, I just love my cheeses.
Yeah.
And she didn't tell us about fat content or anything, but it's most likely 48% plus, which is probably where I'm detecting the creaminess. If it's like 50% fat.
Yeah.
But the older it gets, the longer it lingers in your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm needing more and more palate cleanser just to get it out.
Yeah.
It's lingering, and that's good. Especially at the end, if you had just like a little platter of old or even very old cheeses, and you just sort of snacked on them while you maybe drank some wine at the end of dinner,
Yeah.
and then like popped one in at the end and just sort of chewed it, and then just let this ruminate for like the rest of the night.
Yeah.
I've had a sordid past. Now this one, we're gonna be honest. We didn't know what it was, so she gave us a taste in the store, and we said sure.
Yeah.
But now that we've had 4 different ages of Oude, getting it? Oude. This is orange cheese.
Do not adjust your TVs. That's orange.
Here's the other slice.
It
smells like old Amsterdam is the thing.
Yeah. It's hard, like the really old cheese.
No, old cheese.
Old, yeah, old.
Not.
It's got a bit of give, but not much.
Yeah, here's it. And it broke there. But you see how it has those like little striations? That it's got flakiness to it.
It's smooth, but not creamy, and not as sharp.
Yeah, it's not sharp, so it gets all the benefits of the Oude, but not with the sharpness, the pitch of it.
I
It
like
doesn't
it.
have a lingering flavor though.
No, this is cheese you need a lot of.
That's why I say it's like Old Amsterdam. Except I think this is I'm not sure.
I think it's younger than Old Amsterdam.
Yeah, because Old Amsterdam has much more spiciness and brittleness to it. Pittickness. Lika, pittick, like. Trying to form my own Dutch words here, folks.
He hasn't even been drinking.
But yeah, my mouth is certainly getting dry from all these cheeses the older they get. If you don't really like dry cheeses, what was the one that we had? We tried pure Romano one time.
Yeah.
And that was way creamier and softer and more moist than pure Parmesan.
Yeah.
We tried pure Parmesan. Like the first cheese, the young, is almost like feta. It's squishy as hell. Except the weird thing with feta is that it's super crumbly, but soft.
Yeah. And
It's also a goat cheese.
Yeah.
That's a goat cheese. I forgot. I just remembered. That's a goat cheese.
Okay.
It's not feta, but it's a goat cheese.
Even the very young was much milder than feta. Feta is very potent.
Sour. It's also goat cheese.
Yeah.
These are all probably...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are all from cow milk.
Yeah. If you guys aren't familiar with Komijn, you are familiar with Pepperjack. This is Komijn. It's got cumin in it. It's also, I think, got a little bit of coriander in it also.
I think so.
Yeah, it qualifies as probably the Oude,
Yeah.
but it has a very distinct flavor due to the seeds being inside it.
Oh my gosh.
You see why I eat slices of this with pepperoni. Sorry,
That is.
chorizo pamplona.
That's so good.
But it looks weird. So people avoid it. But when I first got here and we were eating the breakfast in the morning at Casa,
Yeah.
I saw this and was like, ooh, Pepperjack.
This is
Nope.
not Pepperjack. This is...
No.
It's a very full flavor. It hits your nostrils, it hits your nose, and it's just warm.
Yeah, the first place I tried this actually was at the one at the student hotel. And then we had to go to Casa.
Right.
And they didn't have it the very next day, but then it was a weird setup because they were in the ring. And then they finally moved it to the actual restaurant area the next couple days. And that's when I found it again. But then we were getting there later and people were eating it. And I was like, oh, it's a good cheese.
Yeah. But yeah, it's
This is a good sandwich cheese.
oh yeah. It's warm flavored is the weird thing. It smells smoky.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So that's all the cheese from Gewoon Kaas.
I'll let you have that last little bit.
Okay. Wow. Sorry for any shift of perspective. We had some camera issues there for a second.
Yeah.
And needed to swap something in. So it's not in the same location. So, this is the goat cheese. Here, I'll give you this piece. This is the goat cheese from the retiring thingy in France. Smell it. You see how it smells like a goat cheese? It literally smells like Parmesan to me.
Yeah.
But it's not.
It tastes powdery. But there's the creaminess. Holy cow.
Shucks, we can go buy a Gewoon Kaas anytime with friends if they want to try some of these cheeses, but you can't try this cheese anymore.
Yeah. And there's the goat cheese twist, I guess. I'm gesturing. I just realized I'm off frame.
The goat cheese
Twist.
zing.
The zing, yeah. Good. It's dry. Not too dry.
But as you guys saw from all the other cheeses, very white.
Yeah.
It's a goat cheese. I think it's hard to get goat cheeses to be yellowed. It might be because they're very low fat content, because goats themselves aren't very fat.
Yeah.
And then the absolute hilarity of an Italian cheese, actually, with chorizo from Spain. It's pepperoni with Manchego. I bought a whole thing of these for €2.
Yeah.
$2.50, my bad.
And yeah, the cheeses we just tried, not terribly expensive. We got a good deal.
Yeah.
Not terribly expensive anyway.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if I liked Manchego or not. And I realized yes.
Super, super soft. This is definitely spreadable.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Manchego is definitely. This is a tapas chorizo Manchego rollettes. I got them at Albert Heijn. I think, where have I had? I'm trying to figure out where I've had Manchego before. Anyways, that's us trying
That was good.
at least 6 Dutch cheeses and then 2 more from
Other parts of Europe.
other parts of Europe, France and Italy. So yeah, that's everything. I'll see you guys for future food-ish reviews. If you have any cheeses, maybe we should try later. Maybe put a list below that we didn't have.
Same with any other food in general. I at least am a foodie. I love new foods. I love trying them. So, yeah.
And I scientifically nitpick them.
Yeah.